for Gareth Stokes in Pennine 87, but nothing short of a win for him. So away we go with the first run of the Class 2s this morning. It is George Cresswell that's very quick out of the gate. Now, how's he going to negotiate this top corner in some fine style? Cresswell then away from York 181, CK7, then Pennine 5. That's the 1, 2, 3 and 4. As we get a change for second spot, then Stephen White, who didn't have the best of days yesterday, so he's looking to improve, and he is doing so. Stephen had a 6 and a non-finish yesterday, and as I say, racing for pride, looking to take that heat win at the Nationals. He's there in second at the moment from York 181, Pennine 65, then 87. Just behind him is Swansea 2, and last but not least, the North Wales 38 car piloted by Lee Kent. But your race leader is away and gone. We might get a change for that second spot as well. Jack Farrow now. Again, Jack, not the best of days yesterday, but he's improved on that, that's for sure. Got up into second. CK7 third, 65 in fourth. But the important gentleman in this heat is the man that's in the lead. He's on 83 points and 55. We'll get him through to this afternoon's final, but he's got a lap and a bit to do to ensure that. So round he comes, this time with 1 to go. Scunny, 127. 181 CK7, Pennine 65, still battling away for the minor place in Swansea 2 also, but let's go back to the race leader. He had a super start to George Cresswell, and he's coming into that top turn for the very final time. So Scunny 127, sees the checkered flag, he knows he's there, he books his place in the final. York 181 to take second from CK7, 65, Swansea 2, and Pennine 87. So Josh Julian on 100 points, Brad Ellison on 100 points, Carl Brooks is there, so is Adam Cochrane. I'll never get this one right. I think it's Sean Rowland. Give us a shout if I'm wrong. And Rob Blackburn. So two drivers on 100 points. York 16 and North Wales 57 on 49. York 16 is the man to beat at the moment. Brad Ellison, and he had a win and a second yesterday. North Wales 57. Then up there in that second spot for how long? As they come round the top turn, the race orders change. It's still York 16. Then down Autograss 43 from 57, and Scunny 22. Scunthorpe 22 also on 100 points, so 1, 2, 3 and 4th. 128, that'll give him, just moving that one more place really to ensure it should be okay, but according to my calculations, definitely okay is Brad Ellison, York 16. Adam Cochrane then. Adam didn't have the best of days yesterday, but running strongly there in second place, just trying to spoil the party. Sean Rowlands also, and it's Scunny 22, the man that perhaps needs to move up a place. What do we reckon for finals today? Yeah, so should be enough for him. A 16 moves on to his last lap. Brad Ellison then, and he's extending his lead over there on the far side, so there's another one that's just needs to negotiate this top turn safely, and then look for that checkered flag as he brings him round the top turn for the final time. There's the checkered flag, and York 16 also books his place in the final. Down Autograss 43, North Wales 52, Scunny 22 should be there, IK 14, champion that took 2 wins yesterday, so it does mix it up a bit. Okay, Jake Law, Matthew Blick, Jack Hodgson, Jordan Barlow, Seb Fackrell, Phil Badman, Ash Farrow, and Dan Robbins. Dan Robbins in with a shout. Jordan Barlow and Jack Hodgson. And it's Dan Robbins that takes them round from Wessex 43 and Scarborough 249. Scarborough 249 piloted by Ash Farrow, and Ash very much in with a shout on 91 points there yesterday. Dan Robbins picked up 73, 128 with his 55 if this carries on, but he's got a long way to go. So Nears one then, up in the second, 249, Wessex 43, then the Yorkshire Dales 104, yes, Jack Hodgson. Jack had 100 points yesterday. 128 again. You see there's a lot of drivers on these mid-120 points already this morning. With just 3 races going, if it sticks like this. But St Neots one knows he needs a win. Dan Robbins, nothing short of a win's going to get him through to this final, that's for sure. As he goes over there on the far side, Ash Barrow certainly will have something to say if he possibly can, but he's a fair distance down now on 91 points, but that should be safe for him, 136. As they move on to their final circuit then, first and second, looking pretty assured now. Wessex 43, Jordan Barlow. Jordan, you need to move up, perhaps one, I'm not sure. Jordan also on 91 points, 127. Ooh, will that be enough as well? As I said, there's lots of drivers. We're going to have to wait and see who's winning this one in some fine style. St Neots one books his place, Scarborough 249, Wessex 43, Yorkshire Dales 104, then Phil Badman, Seb Fackrell, and last 4 down there on the line will feature Jamie Newham, Ryan Rowland, Colin Bishop, your national champion, current national champion Craig Conway, Adam Smith, Jay Albrighton and Carl Blackmore, and it's Conway, unbeaten, the only man in Class 2 that's unbeaten all weekend, and he's there out in the front. Scully 156, very much with him though, PAC 29, also very much in contention. Didn't have the best of days yesterday, he had a super first run, did Adam Smith, and get picked up a black flag in his second, much to his disappointment, so he's racing for pride and points rather than a place in the final. But Conway's away in 110 from Scunny 156, Jay Albrighton 90 points yesterday, 2 seconds, and another second he will make his way through to that Class 2 final, that's for sure. So just needs to keep that one as it is, but he's being chased hard as Conway starts to get away now and moves on to another circuit. Scunny 126 and 156. Invicta Kent 48, then Jamie Newman is there to try and spoil the party for Scunny 156. Not quite making it stick this time around, but watch out, because he's there as the race leader just motors on. Chucks out a little bit of smoke from the back of that car, which, what have we got here? Red flags. Not sure what that's for. Mickey's on the radar last lap, so we're going to go with race 3 then, top point scorer in this one, and this is the man I picked, actually, to have a bit of a pop at this title. Tim Harbour in 15, Tim Harbour on 100 points. So we should be seeing Harbour, there he is, but leading the way is JD Farrow. Now JD Farrow picked up, oh they're posh, JD, there's a big box of cakes just coming in. Enough of the racing, let's have another look. No. JD Farrow then, get in there. 83 points yesterday, 55, that'll do. 138, he's in. But he needs that win. Tim Harbour then, Ludlow 15. Tim had a first and a second yesterday. And as I said, that'll do for him. No heroics, he doesn't need to do anything silly at all. As the other 3 cars there chase him down, but they're just inching away first and second. So we're going to get 2 finalists in this one if it carries on, I think. 17 and Ludlow 15, North Shropshire 4, South Somerset 38, just tucked in behind him, Darren Aiken in the North Shropshire 4 machine. And Ashley Lillington in South Somerset 38. Ashley cut the force yesterday, not quite enough, but he's running strongly there, albeit at the rear, towards the rear of the field. And then your last place is 515 from the Forest Club, and that's Sam Doddridge. Sam didn't have a bad day yesterday, cut the thirds, but that's not going to be enough today. Stuck there in 5th place. So Tim Harbour made up a lot of ground on that last lap, but it is the last lap. Whoa, don't do anything silly, mate. Either of you, they're side by side. Scarborough 17 takes it, Harbour takes second, North Shropshire 4, 515. You couldn't have a picnic out there, could you? Right, where we go? Who's going to be first to show then? Conway's quick out of the gate at grid 1. Is he going to be quick enough? PAC 50, very quick also. Craig Blackmore, Craig racing for pride. Really now, had a good second yesterday and a green flag, I think. But Scunny 156, looking to go round the outside as well. PAC 50 still there. Whoa. Scunny 126, doesn't matter mate, you just need to stay out of trouble. Really there, I think he's realised that. He's there up in the third. PAC 29, then North Wales 12. And bringing up the rear is the 252 of Colin Bishop. So Scunny 126 up into second place now, with Jay Albrighton leading. Jay on 90 points earlier, as I said. So these two are going to have a battle. They're obviously rivals, and they're going to have a pop at each other. So neither of these guys are going to settle. Certainly 126 not looking to, he wants to make it 3 out of 3. 156 then, as I said, wants to keep that first place spot and spoil it for him. As they move on to the last lap, PAC 50, then North Wales 12. Then 252 just moving up a place, up into 5th for a few moments anyway. And they're having a right old battle at the rear of the field. But let's go back to the race leader, Jay Albrighton then. Oh, he's gone wide, he shouldn't have done that. Conway's out the inside, it's close. Albrighton keeps it just from 126, PAC 50, North Wales 12, PAC 29. And Invicta Class 2 runoff. To make the CC Fabrication sponsored Class 2 final, you needed 128 points minimum. Scoring 128 points then is Dan Robbins in St Neots 1, Josh Julian in Scunthorpe 22, and Jack Hodgson in Yorkshire Dales 104. Only one of these three Class 2s will go through to the Class 2 final a little bit later on. And who's it going to be? Robbins gets a good start. Hodgson there in second place then, Julian in third. But Hodgson gets up the inside then of Robbins, there side by side. So Nears one perhaps just with his nose in front as they go round the start gate turn for the first time of Askin and up the straight. Over there on the far side for the second, Dan Robbins then. It is, who's worked so hard, as has all three of these, to make this runoff, is leading it at the moment. But with Class 2, as you know, things can change. But Robbins must be listening because he doesn't want it to change. He goes round that start gate turn once again, and he's pulling away from the two other cars, Jack Hodgson and Joshua Julian, as they come round the beer tent turn. I'm not going to say anything about winning cars in the moment. I don't want to put a curse on either of these three guys, but it is St Neots 1 from Yorkshire Dales 104 from Scunny 22, and they're pretty well equidistant now as Robbins seems to just be inching away a tad. He loses a bit of ground around that beer tent turn and then seems to pull away as he comes in front of commentary. So Dan Robbins, you need to keep your head for one more lap as they go over there on the far side. Jack Hodgson is made up a valiant battle. Scunny 22 just doesn't seem to be right on the pace this time around. So the race leader brings him round to book his place in the CC Fabrication sponsored Class 2 final. There you go. Dan Robbins takes it cool as a cucumber and he goes through to that final qualifying position. Here we go, the yellow flag flutters, the bungee goes, and we're racing with the CC Fabrication Class 2 final. 156, quick out of the gate. So is Robbins over there on the far side. York 15 gets shoved out of it. Ludlow 15 is up there as well. But it is the 156 machine and the 126 machine that go through. So Conway is unbeaten, I think. No, he's Craig Conway and Scunny 126. Oh, somebody's been spat out. York 16 as well, but 126 Craig Conway is your race leader. And he's already starting to pull away from Jay Albright in the 156. Oh, Dan Robbins coming to grief there and having a few problems as well. That's allowed Ludlow 15 to move through. Scunny 156 and Neots 1 is the next one. Then I think that's JD Farrow, oh, struggling right at the rear of the field as well. But look at the lead, your race leader's pulling away now. Craig Conway really is in a class of his own, but we bikes on that one as well. There you go. So they'll go back into the rerun lane, do it all over again in a Cumdy number 80. Fifth was Ben Gadsby even, sixth Josh Holden, and the other two obviously were out of it. Right, we're racing then with the CC Fabrication sponsored Class 2 final. Craig Conway then, your current champion. Is he going to hold on to it? Craig Conway then just about gets away from the melee behind him between Ludlow 15 and St Neots 1. Scuddy 127 was also in amongst that, but St Neots 1 looks to dive up the inside to Ludlow 15, also up the inside of the 126 machine, who's had to just tuck back in a little bit to stop himself losing that first place to third. It's going to be mighty close as they come out. He's managed to hang on. There's driving for you in a Class 2. 126 then stood off the challenge of 3 cars really to take that first place position. Dan Robbins then, St Neots 1, they're in that second place. The Ludlow 15 of Tim Harbour, a many-time champion in Class 2, and Tim running there in third at the moment. Scunny 127 is George Crestar, then 156 Jay Albrighton. York 15, Robbins is way, Andy Robbins is facing the wrong way. They managed to avoid him, and he's going to get out of the way as the gentleman that the young lad is to keep this race going. And so it is Conway then that brings them round, and Conway's a clear of Ludlow 15, 127, 156, Scarborough 17 and York 16, and poor old Dan Robbins right at the rear of the field now as Craig Conway brings them round to complete yet another circuit of this very, very fast track here up at the Dales. 126, Ludlow 15, Tim Harbour, as I said, many-time Class 2 champion. He's there in second at the moment with George Cresswell in third, and 156 Jay Albrighton then in that fourth and final trophy position. I think it's 2 more laps to go for Conway, with Tim Harbour just perhaps reeling him in an inch or 2 on that last circuit, but he's still got an awful lot of work to do with George Cresswell equidistant there in third. It's the Scunny 156 and Jay Albrighton that's made a few car lengths on that last circuit, but this time around it's 1 lap to go for 126, 1 for 15, 127, 156, Scarborough 17 and York 16. St. 1 still there at the rear of the field. Well, he looks to be pretty secure as he comes round the Beer 10 turn for the final time this weekend to take the checkered flag. There's your Class 2 national champion. Harbour takes second, Creswell third, and 156 Jay Albrighton even takes the fourth and final trophy position. No, well done guys. Sean Rowland, give us a shout if I'm wrong, and Rob Blackburn. So 2 drivers on 100 points.